Hey Taurus, happy February 2019. This is Dark Dove Tarot. I hope you're doing fantastic. Anyways, if you saw my announcement, I've split the reads up into singles and reconciliation. So this is the Taurus Singles 2019 read. Again, this is Taurus Singles 2019. So this is for anybody looking for love, anybody who's single, wondering what's coming towards them, wondering what, February may hold as far as love, commitment, meeting somebody, etc. So, again, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. One more shuffle, and then we'll get started here. As you know, these are general reads. So check your sun, moon, and rising. Some months, those may resonate with you more than others. So again, general read. If you want to read pertaining, strictly for you, then a private read would be the way to go. All right, so let's see what is going on for Taurus February 2019. So February, interesting month, right? Because some people love Valentine's Day, some people hate it, some people are indifferent. So it's always a very interesting month, I find, especially where love is concerned. But let's see what's going on for single Taurus right now. See if somebody's coming in, if you're even interested, right? Because a lot of times people watch the single side and go, I just don't even know that I'm interested. So, all right. See what's going on for Taurus for February 2018. So any likes, subscribes, comments, etc. are greatly appreciated. If you want a private read, the information is in the description below. And I do just repeat that. It is below. If I forget it, it's in another video. But I get emails constantly asking about that information, and I promise you can find it below the video. So, all right. And again, hit the subscribe button if you're interested. Hopefully this resonates with the majority of you. Let's see what your theme of the month is, and we'll get started. All right, for Taurus 2019 singles, what is coming up for you guys? Ooh. I don't know why I had to do Taurus first. For some reason, you guys have been on my mind. And when I thought about doing my monthlies, I was like, all right, we've got to start with Taurus. So usually I pick a card and just go in order for the signs I see, but this month Taurus came up first. All right, so let's see. Your theme of the month is the Two of Wands, which is a very good place to be. It feels like some of you may not have been dating at all, and now you're thinking about dating, because the Two of Wands is about planning. It's about setting a goal. So some of you have been very mixed on whether you want to meet anybody. It doesn't feel like you've been putting a ton of energy into it. Feels like maybe the holidays were kind of blasé. You were just kind of like, I'm doing my own thing. I want to stick to myself. And now you're kind of coming out of the cold a little bit, saying, well, maybe I'd be interested in meeting somebody, because again, the Two of Wands is about thinking about it. So the Three of Wands, which progresses after the two, obviously, is about a partnership and planning with somebody. The Two of Wands is about planning and looking forward for yourself, and then deciding if and when and what type of person you'd like to bring in the mix. The next card you have is your current position. So this makes sense. All right, Taurus, this is the Moon card. It's Pisces card. Can be a little shady. So I feel like some of you are dealing with people, if you're even dating or if you're talking to anybody, you're dealing with people who you can't seem quite to get a grip on. Like maybe they're telling you they're really interested in a commitment, but their behavior is showing something completely different. This is also a fear or an illusion. So I feel like some of you would rather be alone than to go through some of the things you've dealt with, because some of you have really seen a plethora of people who just aren't what they appear to be. And that's kind of the moon. It's like, I always use the example, you're out in the middle of the forest and there's a giant object in front of you, and there's like this tiny bit of moonlight, and you can't tell if it's like a giant bear that can eat your feet or if it's like a rock and there's nothing to be worried about. So I feel like a lot of you are kind of not sure how to progress, because you've had in the past people where you're like, oh, this is a for sure thing, and then it like blows up in your face. So I feel like you're treading very lightly this month. The next card you have is how you're feeling. So this is what you want. You want the King of You want the King of Pentacles. You want that strength. You're a Taurus, and this is your energy. You want somebody who's stable, committed, who knows what they want. They're not afraid to get it. Male or female, I never associate sex with the cards, but this is somebody who is just on top of their game, because you feel like you have a lot to offer, and you feel like you've put forth a lot before. So this is you kind of saying, come on, universe, like, what the heck? Where's this person who has a good head on their shoulders? Where's this person who can communicate well and can be attentive and can receive and give as equally as I feel like I do? The next card you have is your distant past over the past 5-10 years. Could be your childhood, and this is the Hanged Man. This makes a lot of sense going in with this, right? Because this is why you're feeling on edge. This is why you're feeling a little paranoid about what's the next step and how do I find what I want. Because the Hanged Man is somebody who is sacrificed and sacrificed and sacrificed and sacrificed. This is somebody who gave and gave and gave and gave and gave and forgot about themselves. That's why you're coming in with the Two of Wands here, because the Two of Wands is saying, hey, what do I want? Let's focus on what Taurus wants as a single person, and then the direction I'm going in. If somebody comes in and they're going in a similar direction, or they enhance my life and the people in it, and instead of hinder, or if it's going to work out, it shouldn't feel like you're making an exception for somebody to be in your life, or you're changing things. And I feel like in the past you sacrificed yourself. But the thing about the Hanged Man is then you gain wisdom from that and you go, nope, 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 I'm not doing that again. And I feel like that's where a lot of you are. If you're single, you're being very cautious. You're treading lightly, like I said, because baby steps, because the Hanged Man, you're just not willing to forget about what your wants and what your needs are. And that's super important, because if somebody's going to mesh with you, then you won't have to give anything up in order to be with them. The next card you have is your immediate past. So over the past 2 weeks, past month or two, and you have the Hierophant. All right, so this makes sense. The Hierophant is your card, which I always think it's very successful in a read. It feels like energy and the spirit is right on with us during the read, because when you show up in the read, it means you're present and clear in your read. Like you really are focusing on what it is you want and what it is you want to attract into your life. And the Hierophant is about a spirituality and otherness. This is about learning and guidance. So you could also be talking to somebody, maybe you have a relationship coach, or maybe it's something you thought about, like actually putting in time and energy to find somebody like this. Because again, this is some sort of teacher that can offer wisdom. So maybe you're talking to a parent, or you're really reaching out to people, good friends who maybe have successful relationships, or hey, just friends who've met people recently and saying, where did you meet this person? Because the site I'm on just isn't working out. So the Hierophant to me is like you're looking for other ways, you're looking for other options, but you're also, again, there's a religious spirituality to the Hierophant, which is saying, hey, I'm leaving it up to the universe. I'm not forcing this. I'm a little nervous to get back in here because of the stuff that I've been through. I know what I want, and I'm focusing on where I'm going. But if it's time for me to meet somebody, I feel like the universe will give me some signs, or maybe, I'll start to meet people gradually that actually feel like a good energy, feel like a good fit. So you're kind of leaving it up to the universe to help move you along here. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few weeks, the next month or two, after, February, and you have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is very interesting here, I think, because the sword energy can be kind of tough, but the page is not necessarily a tough energy when it comes to being a sword. The Page of Swords is about learning. It's about seeking truth. It's about clarity. So this is you figuring out what you want. I feel like you're going to meet somebody, or you're going to meet a few people along the way throughout the month of February. And then after the month of February, you're going to be figuring out, you're going to be seeing them more clearly. You're going to figure out who works, who doesn't, who's telling you the truth, who's kind of, just in it, but not really in it, not really attentive. So this is, again, you seeing things very clearly, understanding. Now, just be careful with this energy, because you don't want to, this is almost can turn into the energy of, what are they really up to? Let me check their Facebook, which we all do that kind of stuff, right? When you meet somebody new, but this is can turn into a, what are they not telling me? Again, being worried about something that's not there. So this is you understanding their truths. And if something doesn't feel right, then Taurus, learn to trust that instinct, learn to trust that body language, or how you feel around that person. If you feel that, I call it like that ick, kind of like an anxious feeling, then they're not for you. I think that's something you're going to need to learn, to trust your instinct more, and to trust, what your body will actually tell you, or just little signs. And this is you definitely honing in on that, because I feel like there's some people coming in, and some are going to be people that you could see yourself with, and some are going to be like the same old, and it'll be easier to clear the junk away, if that makes sense. The next card you have is your immediate future. So throughout the month of February, you have the Three of Wands. So isn't that interesting? And then I said somebody's coming in because you have the Two of Wands here, which is your theme. This is you planning for you. The Three of Wands is you planning as a teamwork. This is partnership and growth. So for some of you, I feel like you're single parents. You're going to meet another single parent because I feel like there's going to be kids involved. Maybe you don't have kids and this other person's a single parent or vice versa or both, whatever. But for some reason, kids came out really loud for me on this. But again, watch this moon, okay? Because this is not the time to be paranoid. Yes, be careful. Yes, cross your T's, dot your I's. You know, again, pay attention to those feelings around these people. Are their actions speaking as loud as their words? But don't get paranoid that they're going to treat you the way you were treated in the past. You have to forgive and forget that, even though it's easier said than done. Otherwise, you're going to self-sabotage something that could be really good for you. Again, because seeing this Three of Wands, the next one, and if it shows up here, that's going to really freak me out. But the next one is the Four of Wands, which is happiness and home and a first completion of being like a together couple. So you're heading in the right direction. I think this month you're more willing to meet people. You're more willing to put the time and energy into doing so, but I still think you're going to do it slowly. The next card you have is anything tangible that's going to happen throughout the month. And it could last for a day, it could last for 5 minutes. And you have the Emperor. I think that's very good for you. This is Aries card. So this is somebody's coming in with a very fiery energy. The Emperor knows what they want. They're very similar to what you're hoping for, which is the King of Pentacles. The Emperor is somebody who comes, they're traditional. They stand on their own 2 feet. They have the stability. So Taurus, somebody is coming in. Whether they're the person you're going to build these wands and move to, you know, the next degrees of your life, very possibly. And I think that you feel like there could be a few to actually choose from. But one will stand out from the crowd at some point. And you may be like, Dark Dove, I'm only talking to one person, or I haven't even talked to anybody. Yeah, it's really, this feels organic, almost like haphazardly, like happenstance, I should have said. Like you're at a friend's house and their neighbor stops over and you're like, hey, or, you know, something like the grocery store. I know that's so cliche, but it feels a little more organic than just online. So I feel like you might meet somebody in like an online connection, or you might be doing that, but this may come, this may not have anything to do with that sector online. I feel like this is something different. The next card you have is how you're going to be feeling throughout the month. Again, it could last for the whole month. It could be the middle, beginning, etc. You have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is an innocence. It's a childlike. It's an emotional. This is internal. So this is you getting a glimpse of what your life could be like. So I feel like there is somebody who's going to come in, or at least you're going to start talking to them. I'm not saying that you're going to jump into something crazy, because I do feel like you're going to be very cautious and very hesitant. But the Page of Cups is saying, look at this with like a child's eyes. Look at this. Have fun. Go on fun dates. Go get ice cream. Go do, you know, it doesn't have to be so serious as two people staring at each other, you know, across from dinner. Like, plan something fun, like go grab ice cream, or go to, you know, go just grab an appetizer, something quick, something easy. But this is like, again, a very emotional time. So I feel like you're slowly going to be like breaking your wall down, or coming out of a little bit of a dark period. The next card you have are your hopes and fears for the outcome. And you have the Ace of Swords. So this is more of you. This is logic. This is clarity. This goes very well with the Page. This is you hoping that you can see people for who they truly are. This is you hoping that you find somebody who's very logical. You find somebody who carries the energy of wanting the best for you, and you wanting the best for them. Because the Ace of Swords holds all the power. So at some point you felt like you lost your power, right? You were sacrificing yourself, and you weren't doing it for you. You weren't planning for you. And the Ace is saying, you're no longer going to do that. You hold the power. So your hope is that you find somebody who understands, you know, that that your dreams, your hopes are just as important as theirs, and you're not willing to sacrifice that for anybody. The next card you have is your outcome, and you have the Sun. The Sun is beautiful. I love the Sun. The Sun is very much the energy of togetherness, the energy of hope and faith and self-awareness and self-love. And but I love, there's two people here under the Sun. So I really do feel like there's somebody who could be coming. Again, I think it could be throughout February and building. I don't feel like it's going to be like February, bam, it happens. Although it could for some of you. But the sun is keeping the faith alive. It's seeing things clearly. You have a lot of clarity cards here. You have a lot of clarity. This is a clarity card. And this is a clarity card. And this is a clarity card. It's like the dust has lifted, or the fog has lifted, and you're understanding that you can have love and still be yourself and still keep yourself and not sacrifice for anybody else. Your clarifying card for the outcome of the month is the King of Pentacles. So you have that twice. So you're holding strongly to your beliefs and what you want. You're also performing though at your, and I shouldn't say performing, but like, I mean that more in like a physical, mental, work-life balance state. You're performing more than, like, you're better functioning than you have been in a while. You're feeling better. Your performance levels, like on the inside and out, feel a lot better, if that makes sense. But the King of Pentacles, again, is what you're truly hoping for, but it's also who you're becoming. You're also showing that you're the stable one. You're the one who can be depended on. And not that you haven't been, but it's like you attract what you put out there, right? So if you've been feeling a little depressed, or if you've had anxiety or whatever, that attracts that same type of energy. Whereas now you're holding other people to a higher standard and yourself to a higher standard, which is a very positive thing. This is the highest of the earth sign, and you are an earth sign, and you showed up to your own read. Now, your clarifying card for the distant future is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is rest, exhaustion, recuperation, but in a very good way. This is you meeting somebody that eventually, because again, this is your distant future, so this is over the next few months, that you feel that like you can breathe. Like there's no, like you're not walking on eggshells anymore, waiting for, you know, the other shoe to drop. This is you meeting somebody that you can feel comfortable with. Again, slowly moving in a direction you want, but feeling a sigh of relief that, hey, I really can have what I want, as long as I hold the standards to where they should be and I don't give up on myself. So, Taurus singles, I hope you have an amazing February, and I'll see you next month. Bye.